My car history dates back to my family. My family's been in the car business for over 50 years. My father's retired out of Chrysler. My grandfather had his own business in the automotive industry before he went to work for Ford's. He's retired out of Ford's. My family, we happen to own a collision shop right here in Ferndale. And for as long as I can remember, my whole family's revolved around cars. Everything is autos, autos, autos. Yeah, well, my car is a 1965 Ford Fairlane hardtop. It's a pretty rare car by today's standards. Wasn't a very popular car. Everybody wanted a Mustang. This car still has the original 289 in it, the original Cruise-O-Matic trans. But as you can see, the motor, we've done a few things to it, tricked it up a little bit, and it's got a Detroit locker, posi rear end with a 355 gear. It's not the fastest or the greatest car in the world, but it's mine and I love it.
Ken Howard, Howell, Michigan. Have a 69 Rally Spoke Camaro. Original 396, about 48,000 miles. I've had it for 9 years. When I got it, the body was pretty much everything was done on the body. I've done most of the motor work. I've done the inside, but that's my baby. It stays at my father-in-law's all winter long, and stays in my garage. And I'm not one of those that has the stickers, unless you're nude, you can't touch it. We take it to the Dairy Queen, take my daughter to school. I like it's a cruiser. Get it out, let people see it. That's what it's all about. There's hours of work, but if you enjoy it, I don't think you can look at the time or the labor. They say quote unquote love, but just it's like an addiction. And that's mine, just cleaning it, getting it out, putting it around, washing it. There's days I'll pull it out, wash it, and pull it back in the garage. Not even take it for a spin, but just it's cream puff. It's just part of the family.
Y'all ready for this?
Dream Cruise is cool. Been going there since 1995. Been every year. Unbelievable amount of cars. That has gotten to be, like they say, I don't know, they say there's 1 million people, but there's got to be 30, 40, 50,000 street rods that go. And it's an unbelievable number. This is Monday night. They're already down there. They're already hot lapping, and cars are down there cruising, and which is cool. Now, if I wanted to go, I'd go one of this next couple nights to go down and be with the boys and just jet up and down the street, and because it gets to be like Friday night and Saturday, it's a standstill. You can't like the good old days. You can't do any burnouts. You can't rev it up. There's police officers, which is good for protection of everybody, but it's not what it's really meant to be.
In 1995, when the Woodward Dream Cruise was conceived, it was basically just an idea just to celebrate the old days. But spontaneously, people came out of the woodwork to enjoy the event and the folklore of Woodward Avenue, what it used to be in the 40s, 50s, 60s, into early 70s. And it just spontaneously happened, and what's happened since then is unbelievable, and we're all happy about it. Probably in 1966, in the middle of 65, I started saving my money. I was earning probably $1.75 an hour back then. I saved $3,000, went down to Hodges Dodges in Ferndale, Michigan, which is right on Woodward Avenue, and I ordered this car in April of 67, and it arrived May 5th of 67, went down, picked it up, paid cash for it, told the salesman I want the keys, let's go. And I took it away that night, and I've been on Woodward Avenue ever since then, there was about probably a 20-year period where when the car scene ended in 1972, where this car sat under a carport, and I never used it anymore because they didn't have the money and there was no car scene. And then as of 1990, I acquired some money, and I decided that instead of investing it, I put it into this car. So the last 10 years, 12 years, I've been investing in this car, reconditioning it, and obviously the car scene has happened since then. The cruise means to me is the devotion that people have to the engineering of these cars back in the 60s. Most people today, younger people, don't understand the flavor of these cars, what they mean. We do because we came from that era, but when I reconditioned this car, I did not do it for the car scene, I did it for me. And the car scene just came along with it. Everybody spontaneously were reproducing cars and reconditioning them, and I didn't know that, it just happened spontaneously. But to my pleasure, it's been a pleasure because I've met new people, and it's the people that have been the great thing, especially with the Woodward Cruise the last 9 years. And because I was on Woodward all those years in the past, now I'm having more fun with the car now than I did back then. Did you hear that, Bob? A great interview. Did you hear that?
Put that on your resume.
This car is a 1968 Plymouth GTX. Got it in 1999. It's a Kentucky car out of Kentucky. It's got a 440 big black engine in it. Your smile from the minute you get into it till the minute you get out of it. You know, there's always a smile. There's people that are always giving you thumbs up, and they like it. They like to look at it. They want to ride in it. It's just a lot of fun. I was working at a restaurant on Woodward the first year it started, so I was right in the loop of everything when it started, and I was just hooked ever since. It's been a blast. There's a lot of people. It's always very well behaved. You know, you can walk all around. It's just family oriented, and it's a lot of fun.
I hate to say it, but commercialism has really absorbed it. People come to see us, but we've just run out of room. The big three and other big companies are renting the places that we used to park, and they're setting up exhibits. And so where do I park? You know, I can't park. Anybody that owns a store, they'll rent their spaces, and I don't want to pay $100 to leave my car sit down there for a day.
Well, you know, I like it being commercialized because I like all the businesses coming in and stuff and doing their things and putting up their. But you know, it's really just one day, they say, but we tend to make it a week long, and it'd be nicer if they were a little bit more lenient, you know, throughout the whole summer, as opposed to just this 1 week.
My father-in-law and I go every year, and it's neat because you can almost make a list of a few different vehicles you haven't seen in a while, and you will see it before the day's over. Say a Holiday Rambler, you know, cream yellow, you know, with red line tires. You'll see it before the day's over. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing.
God's got some serious.
Like we talked, there's 300 ohms in this sub, and I'll bet there's 20 or 30 rods in the garages. They never come out at the same time, but you know they're there. They're everywhere. You know, you see Monday night around here, you'll see 10 or 12 of them. A Tuesday night, maybe 20 or 30 out and about. We have some drive-ins at Big Boy. You know, you see 40 or 50, 60 of them there. So it's cool. And this is just one little town. As you can imagine, across the country, I might there has to be. It's just it's phenomenal.
markets like St. Ignace or Frankenmuth. You go there and once there's 100 cars, the next year there's 1,000 cars, and it just never seems to end. You're in Motor City, you got Woodward, Gratiot, Telegraph, and they could have probably done this on any of them and had the same results. Woodward just got lucky. It's a 1930 Model A. When we bought it, it was all original. It was like Grandpa and Grandma owned it. It still had spoke wheels, original motor, trans, and it was all solid steel cars, so we decided to tear it apart and street rod it. The trunk lid's the only thing that hasn't been altered. We chopped it 4 inches, the doors are shaved. It's been tubbed out. It's got what they call a tin rear end out of a top fuel dragster. It's 400 trans. It's 468 motor, 671 blower.
What will it do in the quarter mile?
Under driving the blower, it'll run 11.4 at 118. So we're gonna, actually day after tomorrow, we're gonna take it to the track, tune the blower up, and see if we can't do better than that.